time off the clock. You got to feel that as a defensive player. So what's the most important thing? The football. Key the freaking football. Key the freaking football.
A late comeback attempt comes up just short as the Owls fail to tame the Bulls of South Florida, in part thanks to their own mistakes.
He tried to miss that one. Amari with the rebound, the putback, and doesn't go down. Oh my! They had the chance. They had a chance.
Temple and Drexel go down to the final second, with the Owls earning their third straight win to start the season.
I'm Jaden Rivera, and I'm here live at the Leah Core Center. Coming up, we'll take a look at two women's players who have an international bond.
And I'm Kylie Oconnor, live from the studio set. And later, I'll be talking about how the men's crew team is performing this season under its brand new head coach. We'll take a trip on the water. OwlSports Update is live, and it starts right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of OwlSports Update. This is Danny Podolsky, and I am Michael Mirville.
Adam Fisher's team has reeled in nothing but wins as the men's basketball team is off to a fantastic start. Too many fish jokes too early? Let's welcome Drexel to 5. First half, Owls down by a few. Zion Stanford with the spin and score for an easy bucket. He scores 6 on the night. The Owls led most of the game after those first few minutes. Late in the first half, Matteo Piccarelli with a long ball. He was one of 2 Owls in double figures with 11. Temple leads by 7 at the half, 32-25. Second half, Hyzier Miller finds Jaleel White in transition for an easy 2. White posted 9 points on the night for Temple. The Owls actually led by double digits at one point. Off the turnover, Steve Settle on the break. He lays it in, and it's 57-47. However, give Drexel credit. The Dragon don't go away. Justin Moore connects on a deep ball, 3 of his 18 points on the night. We have ourselves a ball game. Final few seconds. Drexel is down by 2. Moore needs to miss this one on purpose. He does just that. Temple fails to block out. Amari Williams has a chance to send OT, but he's just off at the buzzer. The Owls escape this one, winning their first Big 5 matchup of the year, 66-64. Adam Fisher's team is 3-0.
It's just 3 games, but Coach Fisher is the first Temple coach in more than 50 years to start a career at 3-0. In comparison to the past 3 Temple head coaches, Aaron McKee started 2-1, Fran Dunphy 1-2, and even the great John Chaney was 2-1 in his first 3 games. Coach Fisher and the Owls earned these wins against Maryland, Eastern Shore, Navy, and most recently in that nail-biter against Drexel.
Under Fisher, this 3-0 record is the best start for Temple dating back to 2019. Early on, fans are learning a lot about Fisher's approach on the court. But what they might not know is how his faith has been a key factor in his journey back to North Broad.
Adam Fisher is coaching in his first game.
When Temple hired Adam Fisher last March, they hired much more than a head basketball coach. They hired a role model, one who is very well known in the Jewish community. Fisher enters his first season with Temple as one of only 12 Jewish head coaches out of 350 programs across Division I men's basketball.
It's something really important, right? Being back home, this was the first time I think I celebrated the Jewish holidays with my family.
While Fisher takes great pride in his faith, he's always understood that pressure comes with being a Jewish head coach to represent Jewish excellence in athletics.
There's additional pressure, I think, on all Jews at this time because of all the anti-Semitism which is on the rise.
Jews make up less than 2% of the population and yet are victim to nearly 52% of hate crimes across America. Fisher understands the importance of standing strong during trying times.
Just being there for people. I think that's the biggest thing is having a support system.
He is Temple's first Jewish head coach since Harry Litwack in the mid-1970s, and he has used his faith to help bond the culture of a team that is largely new.
For Fisher, the connection between Judaism and basketball goes back to his childhood. He was cut from the 1999 Maccabee Games, but made the team in 2000, a moment that taught him resilience, a cornerstone of Judaism, and something that he's trying to bring to the Owls on North Broad.
Fisher also mentioned that he is a, quote, free agent among synagogues here in Philadelphia, but he's going to wait until after the season to pick one.
A mixed bag for the Owls this week with a win over Bucknell and a loss to nationally ranked Ole Miss. The win came on Saturday. 6 Owls finished the game with double digits, led by Ines Piper with 13 and Aaliyah Nelson with 12. The final, 77-53. Then on Wednesday night against number 23 ranked Ole Miss, the Owls were not so lucky. Tiara East led the team with 24 points and Demi Washington followed with 14. The Owls shot 34% as a whole and lost to the Rebels 80-63. The Owls are at Villanova on Sunday. Overall, the Owls are 2-2, and Coach Richardson seems to be happy with how the team is progressing. She points to how her team bounced back from that 23-point loss to Georgetown to beat up on Bucknell. The Owls are mixed in both age, with both prominent underclassmen and upperclassmen.
Right mixture in, and I think even though we got blown out in that second game, it was a coming together of the team, and everybody was more willing to step up and overcome some things, and that's what you saw in that Bucknell game. You know, we're just trying to get them confident before we leave, and confident, and the upperclassmen are really talking to them, kind of taking them under their wings, and not, you know, scaring them, but just giving them confidence as well that they'll be okay.
Ines Piper has been a strong player for the Owls so far this season. She is second on the team in points per game and first in rebounds, and Piper has another job when it comes to helping some of the younger players. OwlSports Updates, Jaden Rivera is live at the Liacouras Center with more. Hey, Jaden.
Thanks, guys. There are many new Owls added to the nest this year, but it has been freshman Jaleesa Molina has made an immediate impact. That is in much thanks to senior Ines Piper. She knows exactly what the younger teammate is going through.
It's the official start to a new season for the Temple women's basketball team. Like most seasons, there's a mix of old and new. This means new connections and relationships are made.
Piper for 3. That's good.
Of this group, there are 2 players who bonded right away, senior Ines Piper and freshman Jaleesa Molina. They are the only 2 international players on the entire team. Both are forwards, both are European, with Ines being from France and Jaleesa being from the Netherlands. And now, they're both roommates.
They have like that foreigner connection right there, but their connection is really good. As soon as Jaleesa came in, I believe Nez opened her with open arms.
Being an international player isn't always easy. There are a bunch of obstacles to overcome while transitioning to American basketball.
The playing style is a little harder over here and faster, everybody's running.
Jaleesa is a freshman and getting adjusted to the game. Ines is a senior, and now she's a mentor as well, using her leadership and experience to guide the fellow forward throughout her early collegiate career.
I do feel like I need to show her the right example, and I need to do my best in order to get her to play better.
Their connection off the court is as strong as it is on the court. The 2 forwards bring major scoring ability to the Owls offense, and it is much needed. These 2 Owls look to continue their hot streak for the rest of the season.
These 2 teammates play the exact same position, so they are almost never on the court at the same time. But it didn't keep them from being the top 2 scorers in Temple's season-opening win. Jaleesa scored 16, Ines scored 15.
Ines and Jaleesa have been important factors to the Owls' early wins this season. You can catch both of the 2 playing together live this Sunday against Villanova at 2 p.m. That's all I have for you guys today. I'm Jaden Rivera, and I'm live at the Liacouras Center. Back to you guys.
You know, they weren't a big fan of me playing football, so they made a very dramatic decision, to put me out of the house.
When we come back, we will take a close look at a relationship between an athlete and a coach, one that stretches well off the field. Don't go anywhere. OwlSports Update returns in just 90 seconds. Football has the ability to create connections both on and off the field. Some of these connections last a lifetime. This is the situation for graduate linebacker Yvonne Rigby and his high school coach turned guardian, Kevin Stetzer.
3rd and 9 for Gavin Winston. He's got Monungai in the backfield.
Football can sometimes create lifelong relationships, ones that end up outside the lines. This is especially true for number 0 linebacker Yvonne Rigby and his high school coach, Kevin Stetzer.
That's when the first time I actually met Stetzer, coming out to practice. That's when I really get to know him, and me and him have engaged and all that. We built a relationship from there.
After moving to the United States from Turks and Caicos as a young teenager, Rigby saw an opportunity for a better life. It was on this field in southern New Jersey where Egg Harbor Township head coach Kevin Stetzer met a younger Yvonne Rigby, and their relationship became more than just about football.
He wanted to, really see where this place could take him, and he was just willing to do everything that he could.
Stetzer appreciated Rigby's hard work and athletic potential during weekly practices, but noticed him missing Friday night games. This is when they were informed of Rigby's home situation.
Well, the people I lived with, coming to this country, they weren't a big fan of me playing football, so they made a very dramatic decision, to put me out of the house.
Stetzer then made the decision to take Rigby in, serving as both his high school coach and his guardian.
He's been a huge part of our family since the time that he's come in.
Rigby eventually ended up on North Broad playing for the Owls on scholarship. As a grad student and single-digit player, he starts at linebacker and recently totaled a team high in tackles against South Florida with 16.
I still currently live with them now, so when I do go home to Jersey, I go to their place. Our relationship's phenomenal. He's like a father figure to me.
Stetzer and his family will continue to watch Rigby and the Owls in New Jersey, a place where number 0 now calls home. Stetzer, along with the rest of his family, will cheer on in the stands for Rigby as the Owls finish off the season against UAB and then against Memphis at home. Both games coming over Thanksgiving break.
Rigby and company were on the field this past Saturday versus the Bulls of South Florida. Owls hoping to ride the momentum they picked up in their win 1 week earlier against Navy. First play from scrimmage, USF quarterback Byron Brown launches an absolute dime into the hands of Sean Atkins, 40 yards. 4 plays later, Atkins takes in a 7-yard keeper himself, and the Owls are quickly down 7-0. Up 10-0. Still in the first, Brown with another dot. This time it's Kafer Brown on the receiving end. We're 12 minutes in, and South Florida is already in front, 17-0. Second quarter, Owls get on the board. It's a 16-yard strike to Jordan Smith. Then, Taiwan Francis picks off this pass from Brown. That's his second on the year. However, Temple gives it right back. E.J. Warner picked off at the line of scrimmage, and the big man takes it in. Temple does eventually make it a 1-score game. However, USF was able to run out the clock with a 7-minute drive. Your final, 27-23.
It's hard to find an excuse for that. It really is. So, no, we just got to be better. Situationally, we got to be alert, aware. They were slowing their offense down to take time off the clock. You got to feel that as a defensive player. So what's the most important thing? The football. Key the freaking football. Key the freaking football. Your eyes are on the football. It's not about a hard count. You should know we're going to get hard counted. You should know they're trying to keep our offense off the football field, and I think that needs to be better articulated from our coaches maybe on the sideline. But it has to be better received.
The Owls head down south this weekend to take on the Dragons of Alabama Birmingham. Like the Owls, UAB is also looking to get back in the win column after falling last week against Navy. Both teams post a record of 3-7, but the Owls come in as 7-point underdogs.
For more of an inside look on the Owls game against UAB, we have Inside the Nest anchor Meg Doyle with the desk with us. Hi, Meg.
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me.
Well, let's get right to it. What does this Owls defense have to work on to slow down UAB's offense, which ranks top 5 in the conference with total yardage per game?
Well, needless to say, the Owls defense is definitely going to have their work cut out for them. The first thing they need to do is force UAB to run. Last game against Navy, they only had 115 rushing yards. They clearly are more of a passing team, so that's going to be crucial. The next thing is they need to apply heavy pressure on UAB quarterback Jacob Zeno. He threw 2 interceptions last game, so pressure right off the snap is going to be so important. And finally, Temple, they just need to stay disciplined. Last game, they gave up 2 big penalties at the end, and that just can't happen.
So with the team no longer bowl eligible, it might not be the worst idea for Stan Drayton to give some guys playing time who maybe haven't seen the field that much. Is there anyone in particular that you're looking for to step up against UAB?
If I could choose one person, I would say John Adams. We saw him play for the first time on the field against UTSA. He had a great game, 127 receiving yards and 1 touchdown for his first appearance with the Owls on the field. That being said, these last 2 games are still very important to win, so I think Temple just needs to go with their starters. Finishing off the season with 5 wins instead of 3 is going to be so important to set the Owls up for success in this upcoming season.
Well, UAB is a rebuilding team just like Temple. So what are some things about this UAB team that the Owls need to look out for?
The biggest thing, we talked about it earlier, UAB's offense is fantastic. When it comes to passing, they are averaging around 290 passing yards per game, which is more than the Owls, which is crazy because the Owls passing game is the best thing about the offense. However, another thing is quarterback Jacob Zeno. He is now the new record holder for UAB in completions for a single season with 243. So he's going to be a force to be reckoned with, and the defense just needs to focus.
Meg, thank you so much for joining us. That's going to bring us to our next break.
Thanks for having me.
Our favorite segment of the show coming up next, Prime Picks. We will take on the next break. OwlSports Update will be back in just 90 seconds. It was senior day this past Saturday as the Owls took on UAB at home. Temple was in control the entire match, including the spike by Olivia Vance. It was in this match where the grad student earned her 1,000th kill. She is second on the team to do so, behind Taylor Davenport. The Owls continued their dominance with Davenport's play. She finished the match with 14 kills. The setup by the Owls was followed in by a kill from junior Chelsea Banks. Temple sweeps all 3 sets and beats UAB. The Owls earned their 7th conference win and 17th of this season overall.
The last time Michael and I were on set, we highlighted Taylor Davenport for reaching 1,000 kills on her career. This week, another Owl has reached that mark. Olivia Vance became the 23rd Owl to record 1,000 kills for her career. That was in the team's win over UAB on Saturday, a transfer from Toledo. Vance has noticed 228 kills this season. That's good for 3rd on the team. It's that time of the show for our favorite segment, Prime Picks.
Danny and I will each showcase one athlete who stood out this week before we come together and name our overall Prime Pick of the week.
Yeah, I'll start us off, and I'm going to nominate a tight end who is having a wonderful season for the Owls. That's David Martin Robinson. He went over 100 receiving yards for the 2nd time this season on Saturday. He hauled in 7 catches for 102 yards. The single digit has been a security blanket all season for EJ Warner. DMR leads the team in passes caught with 35. He's 2nd in receiving yards with 457. On an offense that has lacked consistency, he has been a dependable option all year, and that was highlighted by his performance on Saturday against South Florida.
Well, he's definitely had a consistent season for the Owls. But now moving on to basketball, I want to highlight guard Jaleel White. In the Owls win against Navy about 2 weeks ago, White dropped 18 points and 10 rebounds, which included a clutch free throw late in the game to close out the win. Through 3 games, White is averaging 15 points and leads the team in rebounds with 8 per game. The Owls will continue to have White as a leader in this new Adam Fisher era, which has started hot with a 3-0 record.
Yeah, that's a great pick, and Michael and I actually went back and forth on this one. However, we did go with White's teammate and co-captain, Hyzier Miller. Miller has been fantastic for the Owls. He's made the right choice to stay on North Broad. The junior year is often when we see a team make it a jump to the next level. That's been the case for Miller. He leads the team in scoring, assists, and steals.
Well, through 3 games this season, the Phillies' own Miller has put all on notice with his consistent scoring. This past Tuesday, in a close 2-point win against Drexel, Miller put up 19 points, 6 rebounds, and a 4-assist barrage. I mean, it's obvious that Coach Fish trusts Miller on the floor as he leads the team in minutes as well. Coach Fisher and the rest of the Owls will have to be happy looking forward together for their 4th win with Miller at the helm.
That will do it for this week's Prime Picks. We're at our final break of the show. Stay right here.
When we return, our own Kylie Oconnor will join us to talk about men's rowing and their change in leadership. OwlSports Update will be back in 90 seconds. Welcome back. Men's crew has experienced some newfound success since the changing of the guard with a new coaching staff. OwlSports Update's Kylie Oconnor is at the studio set to explain.
Thanks, guys. The men's crew team has had a good few regattas so far this fall. It's been a time of change for this group, thanks to a new head coach. It's a changing of the guard for Temple crew.
By diving into a swimming pool.
Year 1 under coach Brendan Cunningham. Of the many boats that practice early mornings on the Schuylkill, the Owls have multiple top 5 finishes in fall meets.
You have two fixed positions.
So all these races through the fall, we're looking towards building the confidence of the athletes, building the training, and making sure that we're doing the work that needs to be done.
Not only is there a new head coach, but there are plenty of new faces with 10 freshmen, as well as a new game plan coming into this season that focuses on discipline.
We have a new coach now, so it's a very big change. A lot of new guys, new freshmen. It's been a little different, changing the training plan and that sort of thing, but it's been very beneficial. We've done a very good job at matching a lot of the intensity that we had last year, while bringing in a lot more technical focus this year.
And it's not just the new faces. Many of these students are from different backgrounds, including 6 international rowers.
You're getting guys from all over the world coming in, all different styles of rowing, and trying to get them to row together.
Our big focus is tenacity, bringing a lot more intensity. How do we be the most dangerous team in the third 500?
Looking ahead to the spring, Temple crew is focused on its tenacity as well as teamwork. It all ends in May with the biggest meet of the year at the Dad Vale Regatta. Although there is no set date for the 2024 season, the men's team will continue to prepare through the spring. The spring season schedule hasn't been released yet, but it generally starts in early March and ends in early June. That's it from the studio set. Guys, it's back to you on the desk.
As always, make sure to follow us on all socials at OwlSports Update. Our sports brief is live on Mondays. Inside the Nest with Jake Gable and Meg Doyle on Tuesdays. And of course, our flagship show, OwlSports Update, on Thursdays. We will have off next week thanks to our fall break. However, our show returns after the Thanksgiving holidays. It feels like Halloween just passed, and yet we are already at Thanksgiving break. We hope everyone has a safe and happy break.
This is Danny Podolsky. I am Michael Mirville. On behalf of the entire studio set, thank you for watching.